got a call to come here and meet with you, and I said, boy, I'm there, because I live in California, and it's a great state. We got beaches, but we are so overregulated that, I really come to Dallas, Texas anymore to meet Californians, because there's so many Californians who absolutely left California and came to Texas for jobs and what have you, because we don't have those jobs in California, and we're so regulated that at some point we're going to actually turn on a light switch and nothing is going to happen in the state of California. We have a governor out there, in fact, about 2 months ago, signed an executive order requiring every new state building of 10,000 square feet or more after 2020, 2025 be required to supply their own energy. They have to have a zero footprint, and it has to be wind or solar power. Well, how many companies do you think are going to start doing business in that era? But when you go home in your Chevy Volt battery powered that you get 487,000 miles to the gallon with, you now plug it into your house. Where does that come from? And I said it probably might come from that coal-fired plant that just closed last week, so now you won't be able to charge your car. Thank goodness for private industry. And you look at it, it's really private industry, private land, private companies who are in fact finding all of the natural gas, oil, and what have you anymore, because they're certainly not happy on federal lands. He told us that he'd been asked to write a letter to be put into a time capsule. And he said, what a daunting task, to be asked to write a letter to be put into a time capsule that was going to be opened on the 300th anniversary of the United States of America. And he says, what do you write? What do you write to a people who would know everything about you, but you knew nothing of them? And he said, as I was driving up the coast of California, with the Pacific Ocean on my left, San Ynez Mountains on my right, going up to the ranch, he says, do I write about freedom? Do I write about freedom knowing that if we don't make the right decision today, those who live on the 300th anniversary of this nation may very well not enjoy the freedoms to even open up that time capsule to read what it is I put into it? I think about that time capsule all of the time, because that was in 1976. We're now in 2012. We're getting closer to the 300th anniversary of this country, and every day we get closer, we have regulations, we have Washington, we have state like California, who are in fact taking away our freedoms each and every day. Freedom to do business, freedom of speech. Look what's going on with Chick-fil-A. We're losing those freedoms, and they may very well lose the freedom to open up that time capsule on the 300th anniversary of this country if in fact we don't do something about it. You ought to do a letter for a time capsule. And you can start that today. You can write a letter for your own family and put it into your own family time capsule. And write in that letter what you're doing today to ensure their freedom tomorrow. And you can talk about the freedom to have energy, to be able to drill, to be able to have fuel you can afford, to be able to have the wherewithal to be able to get the energy out of the ground that we can use, that we can walk away from being dependent on foreign oil. As they were saying, the fact is the only reason we're dependent on foreign oil is because we choose to be dependent on foreign oil. Because it's become a political issue. Because the real issue is we don't need to be. And does anybody believe that if we mention just one time, hey, we're going to drill in the Anwar, that those people overseas will say, oops, they figured it out? We better start dropping the price here. We're going to have competition for the United States of America. We can't. They love the fact that we don't want to be in competition with them. And then we become beholden to other people, other countries, that we don't have to be. Everybody says, go buy America. Well, why not start with energy and buy American energy and allow our corporations to be able to flourish and to grow and create the jobs that we need in the United States of America. And it can start right here, start right now, on this bus tour, as it goes around the country to educate. If it wasn't for energy, I wouldn't be here. I flew here, not on a battery. I drove here this morning, with a car that actually had fuel in it, and what have you. That's how people get around. Talk about the diesel, the that went by, and so what have you. I mean, we have to fight for these things, folks. We can't sit back and wait for somebody else to do it for us anymore. If we want it, we got to fight for it. Going up the Alamo, you wanted freedom, you had to fight for it. They want to walk away and say, you know, I'm busy today, I can't fight at the Alamo. What would you all be doing here in Texas? But they knew there had to be a battle. You had to join the battle. No longer can we wait for someone else to lead. We have got to be the leaders in this. And I'm glad you all showed up this morning. Thank you very much for doing that. Sign the bus. Anybody have any questions? I would love to, in fact, answer them for you. Help answer them for you.